Federal government announces immediate employment of recipients of President's NYSC Honors Award. Ex-police chiefs doubt feasibility of new shift without recruitment. Abia State All Progressive Grand Alliance not aware of Alex Oti's governorship election petition. And on the foreign scene, 15 bodies found after Sri Lanka bomb raid on suspected hideout. The details will come to you in a moment. Glad to know you're tuned in to Flow News at noon. Here are the details of the news. The federal government has offered employment to 168 people who won the President's National Youth Service Corps Honors Award. Vice President Professor Yemi Oshibanjo at the award ceremony, which held in Abuja, directed that the recipients of the awards be employed immediately into the federal civil service. He also announced automatic scholarships for the awardees to undertake postgraduate studies of their choice. The implementation of the new national minimum wage bill signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari has been hit by some bottlenecks. Some government officials revealed that it has not received documents containing the implementation guidelines from the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission 10 days after the wage bill was signed into law. Trade Union Congress Chairman Boboy Kaigama had last week stressed that the template should be released immediately so that organized labor could have consequential discussion on the increases. Mixed reactions are trailing President Muhammadu Buhari's latest private visit to United Kingdom, even as the All Progressive Congress is assuring Nigerians that there's no cause for alarm. Flow FM News has more.
President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday left for United Kingdom on a private visit after commissioning some projects in Lagos and Borno states a day after. While it was not the first time the president would embark on a foreign trip, controversies are trailing the timing and presumed purpose of the visit, given security challenges facing the nation at the moment.
Who is not taking care of the nation? Who is on that seat? He did not hand over to his vice to act as acting president.
Let me tell the world that any travel a president makes in every trip, Nigeria spends 130 million naira for that trip.
About the president to travel about, it's not bad. And allow this man to travel.
Main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, through its national chairman, Uche Secondus, is not comfortable with the visit.
A Briton humanitarian worker was killed. What did the president do? What did he do? Instead, he jets out of the country. People are dying every day, and the man is busy going for a private visit. They call it private visit. But you should investigate whether it is private visit or something else.
Special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, says the outcry is unnecessary.
When a man goes on a private trip, he has the right to use his time the way he deems, because he has a right to a private time.
The ruling party, through its national publicity secretary, Larry Issa Onilu, said the administration has made appreciable progress to tackle insecurity in Nigeria.
In this country, we all know what this country was before APC came. We all know the kind of the tremendous step we have taken and the progress we have made.
It is reported that President Muhammadu Buhari has spent a total of 404 days traveling to 33 countries on 4 continents in about 4 years. Samson Eze, Flow FM News.
Minister of Health Isaac Adewale says the federal government is committed to eliminating malaria in Nigeria. Speaking in Abuja, Adewale pointed out that the federal government has initiated innovative programs that will increase funding of malaria programs to control the scourge.
Of malaria in our beloved we are fully committed to malaria elimination. We have developed innovative programs that will increase access to funds for malaria program implementation, some of which include the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, the Save 1 Million Life Initiative, as well as soliciting for additional funding support for malaria programs.
Inspector General of Police Mohammed Adamu is attributing the spike in extrajudicial killings by police officers to stress resulting from long hours of work. The police boss said the psychological effects of such stress can trigger unlawful behavior from the officers.
Arguments have been raised that extrajudicial actions by police personnel often result directly from the work-related stresses and emotional conditions which disorient their rationality.
He further announced an adjustment in the duty hours of police officers to address the issue.
In consideration of this, that with immediate effect, the shift duty structure of the Nigerian police, which is currently a 12-hour 2-shift system, should be reverted to the traditional 8 hours 3-shift.
Meanwhile, ex-police chiefs Solomon Arase, Adedayo Adoye and Emmanuel Ojukwu are of the opinion that hundreds of additional policemen will be needed to implement and sustain the new 8-hour shift work ordered by Acting Inspector General of Police Mohammed Adamu. They suggested redeployment of redundant officers at Force Headquarters, the zonal formations and other commands to fill the quota for the new shift work proposed by the IGP. Amid rising security concerns in the country, Adamu stopped the current 12-hour 2-shift work arrangement in the force, ordering a reversal to the traditional 8-hour 3-shift arrangement. To some politics, All Progressive Grand Alliance APGA says it is unaware of the petition against the outcome of 2019 governorship election in Abia State by its candidate, Dr. Alex Oti. Addressing journalists after the State Working Committee meeting in Umuahia, Abia State APGA Chairman Augustine Ehemere says the party has not been briefed on the petition, but is preparing for a state congress.
The second question you asked, upon by the leadership of this party, we also as SWC of the states of our great party is not has not been told about any petition to the tribunal, and so when that happens, we will also know what to do and what to say.
Ehemere affirmed member representing Aba North and South Federal Constituency OC Prestige as the leader of the party in the state.
The leader of this party in Abia State, in line with the constitution of our great party, as the highest elected political officer in Abia State, and the state leadership of this party accords him that respect and recognition without any fear of contradiction. Therefore,
he said the party is now united and ready to elect new leaders at Congress later in the year. Hope has risen for patients with kidney problems as Federal Medical Center Umuahia has announced plans to sustain the kidney transplant and intravitreal fertilization. Flow FM News has more.
Another milestone was recorded at Umuahia following the successful conduct of the fifth kidney transplant on Wednesday, 24th April 2019. Speaking to Flow FM News, the new Chief Medical Director of the hospital, Dr. Onyebuchi Azubike, says the efforts are geared towards discouraging medical tourism. He promised to build on the capacity of the neurologists in the institution.
And the next step is for them to build the capacity of our urologists here so that they can also have that expertise to be doing renal transplant. We're also improving the working environment where these surgeries are done, and then the intensive care unit, making sure that we equip them with modern things that you can see anywhere abroad. By so doing, we reduce medical tourism and help Mr. President in achieving his health agenda in his next level agenda.
The CMD solicited support of the workers to make the hospital a reference point in Nigeria.
My predecessor in office introduced this renal transplant surgery for the hospital, and we're here to sustain that and improve on what he has put in place. We do in vitro fertilization for infertile couple, and I must also announce that last week we had a batch that we did and we had 33% success rate. It's not very bad, but we intend to improve.
The family of the 29-year-old David Okengu, who are grateful to the hospital, urged them to continue the good work. Oluchi Ndubizu, Flow FM News.
Some suko in the health sector there. Moving on, Abia State government is encouraging the public to promptly report any act of extortion and intimidation by security agencies in the state. The Commissioner for Information, John Okikalu, did make the call in reaction to alleged cases of extortion and harassment by security agencies in the implementation of government directive on adjustment in operational time for tricycle operators in the state.
I come to you. Please quickly forward to me. We have the Commissioner of Police in Abia State. If we are approaching to make such complaints on behalf of our people, we expect that the right thing will be done. Let me also use this opportunity to say to those who are enforcing the directive that they must do so in a humane manner. This measure was not taken to punish the people of Abia State. It was taken to protect the same people.
Anglican Bishop of Uma and Archbishop of Aba Province, Ikechi Nwachukwumosu, is warning politicians to refrain from owing workers who face severe punishment from God. Speaking to Flow FM News during the 2019 Synod Conference at St. Stephen's Anglican Communion, Umuahia, the bishop urged leaders to create avenue for feedback from the people.
Persistently, you do not pay people for the work they are doing. It doesn't matter whether you know God or you don't. Stop the movement towards that way where you are being wicked to people who are working and you're not concerned about their well-being. And turn around and start embracing them as God's subjects. First and foremost, before even government subjects.
Flow News at noon continues shortly with business, foreign and sports news. Do stay tuned.
From Abia, God's own state, this is Flow 94.9 FM.
Glad to know you're still tuned in to Flow News at noon. In business, the government of Saudi Arabia is expressing readiness to sign a memorandum of understanding with Nigeria for the revamp of Nigerian refineries and for the construction of a new one. This was revealed by the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources. The Minister of Energy, Industry and Mineral Resources of the United Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Khalid Al-Falih, said his country was ready to partner Nigeria in developing the selected infrastructure in Nigeria's oil sector. Away from the shores of Nigeria, police officials have discovered 15 bodies, including 6 children, after an explosion at a suspected Islamist militant hideout in East Sri Lanka. Police said the dead also included 3 women, believed to be family members of the suspected militants. Around the same time, security forces raided another building in a nearby town where they said they found explosives and a drone. A bit of sports this afternoon. Former Nigeria captain Austin Okocha says he will chip in some advice to help nephew Alex Iwobi win the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations in June. In his first attempt, the 24-team competition holds in Egypt from the 21st day of July to the 19th, from the 21st of June rather, to the 19th of July. Iwobi had early expressed his desire to match his uncle Okocha by winning the AFCON at his first attempt. To end the news this afternoon, a recap of our major stories. The federal government has offered employment to 168 people who won the President's National Youth Service Corps Awards. Ex-Police Chief Solomon Arase, Adedai Adeoye and Emmanuel Ojukwu of the opinion hundreds of additional policemen will be needed to implement and sustain the new 8-hour shift ordered by Acting Inspector General of Police. Police officials have discovered 15 bodies, including 6 children, after an explosion at a suspected Islamist militant hideout in East Sri Lanka. Thank you for being with us. Do remember that security is everyone's business. Provide useful information to security agencies to ensure your security. Join us at